Over from our Studio 10 talkers to now our Studio 10 readers, now aren't we?
That's right, and that's because every year the Library of Michigan chooses up to 20 of the most notable books by a Michigander or about our great state. And here to celebrate about them with us right now is Adam. Welcome into our Studio 10 library.
It looks a lot like work.
Well, it's work, but it's fun work, so thank you so much for joining us. And of course, this list is part of a program that dates all the way back to 1991. So tell us what this list aims to do.
Okay, so Michigan Notable Books list, we try to highlight 20 books that are just notable pieces of work that showcase all the great things about Michigan and the Great Lakes state. And you can find a wide range of ones, fiction, nonfiction. You were talking about football. Ooh. We even cover the Detroit Lions with The Lions Finally Roar. So there's a lot of great selections that you can find with this year's list and more.
And that's so exciting because we love to see that range, because what I love about reading is that there's always something different to kind of cleanse your palates. After you have like a nonfiction, you want a fiction one or something about the Lions. But we mentioned since 1991 this program has been going on, so obviously things have changed over the years.
Yes.
Walk us through some of those changes.
Well, so I mean, even just year by year is the titles that we receive. You know, in one year it could be a lot of memoirs. In other years it could be a lot of cookbooks. I mean, we do have one cookbook on here, Old Time Hockey's Recipes from the Cedar Swamp. So if somebody wants some recipes that have a bit more of a UP flavor to them, you can catch that on there. He also has a YouTube page, I hear. So if you want to learn how to make pizza with tater tots as a base, that's an interesting recipe that you can find.
Okay, Rochelle's recipe.
Yes.
Next one on Studio 10. I might keep this book.
Oh, okay.
But also tell us, how does the list come together? What's the criteria that you're looking for?
So we certainly want to have it where it's books that are by Michigan authors or Michigan is the place setting. We have a committee with about a dozen people that are on it, representing libraries and news organizations for all over the state, and we typically get about 300 to 400 books nominated to be on the list. So we have to somehow digest it down to these 20 right here. And we've been doing this now for several years. We're over 30 years of doing this, and you can actually find the nearly full list of all of the titles that we've selected nearly all the way back to the 1990s on our website. So if you can't find, maybe one from this year, there's plenty of other ones from past years that might give you a bit of a palette for something that you're looking to read.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. And with books, there's always conversation that comes with it, and there's ways that we can have conversations with these authors through a book tour, correct?
Yes. So right now there's a nomination period for libraries across the state who can apply to host an author from this year's list. Starting in April all the way through June, we will be having 50 locations, both in the Lower Peninsula and Upper Peninsula, that will be hosting authors from this year's list. So look forward to that later on this year, because it's always good to get a chance to talk with some of these authors, learn what their sort of creative process is. And let's just face it, you read some of these and you just want to talk to the person who developed them. It's a really cool opportunity.
Well, thank you so much, Adam, for joining us, for showing us a little bit about these books. And of course, tell us, where can we dive into all these and find the rest of these?
So if you want to learn more about any of these books and past notable book recipients, go to michigan.gov/notablebooks.
Awesome. All right. I might take the cookbook to go.
I know, and I will have to say, I've heard this is a great book. I've read funny story. We've had a few Studio 10 alumni wrote a couple of these books too. So it's really cool, like how the community just kind of comes together.
Absolutely.
Love it. Well, thank you again, Adam, so much. Well, we are going to keep on